channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a Docker file to deploy a simple Python app application. First of all, if you first time visit my video, please make sure that you visit my website, kevinlee-webertech.github.io, and go to blog, and then you will see courses, and then let's navigate to DevOps and Docker, and you can click on Python app deployment. This is going to show you how to deploy a Python web application. So let's get started. So first of all, um, let's make sure that we create a working directory called my Python app. And this is the tree structure of this directory. And then we're going to create app.py, which is just one single Python file to start a HTTP server and print a hello world example. And this is actually using a Flask web framework. And this is the controller slash uh, that's the root of that localhost website, your local website. So this is the Python code I have already created for you. So what you're going to do is that you copy paste and then just create it. Um, the next is that there is a requirements.txt. This file is actually a part of the Python development. So we will put a Flask frameworks version in there using this special syntax. And if you are unfamiliar with Python development, please check out my other courses or other tutorial websites to get familiarized with the Python coding. And the next step is going to create a Docker file. Let's just take a look at how to do this in our local computer. So let me clear my screen. Make sure that this is in my home directory, and I'm gonna go to code. Let's see. All right, so this is the directory where I want to put my code. So I'm gonna do mkdir my python.app, and let's cd into this application directory, and let's create a app.py. And once we have that, we use a Vim editor, and I'm going to copy this part and I'll paste it in, and I will save it. Okay, here I set the port to 5000. Okay, we will take a look at that later. And let's create the requirements.txt, and I'm gonna put this in. All right. So the next thing is that we are going to need a Docker file. So this is a pure ASCII file, no file extension as of now. So what I need to do is that I'm gonna do this touch Docker file, and I'm gonna create this, and I'll paste this whole thing. We can take a look at this in a lot more detail later. But first of all, to learn something new, we need to just reproduce it first, right? And this is something that uh, for learning any new things, I think this is a good approach, that we want to make sure that we can run it first, and then we troubleshoot to get it running, and then we're going to analyze, how this Docker file is being written. Okay, so let's do that. Um, and let's go ahead and get our hands dirty. So what I'm going to do is that this is the command. So let's type this up. What this is going to do is to use docker build command to build a image, and that image is tagged with this name. So dash T is a short option for dash dash tag. So you actually tag that image, give it a name. And there is a dot. So the dot is to specify where your Docker file is. So basically, the Docker build is going to read um, the instruction in this Docker file. So the dot means it's a current directory. If it's not in the current directory, you need to use a dash F option to specify a relative or a full absolute file path to point to this Docker file. So as of now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to hit enter, and it will build this Docker image. So we are literally building a Linux Docker image. So now what we need to do is that uh, we are going to uh, run this. So this port is 5000. It's exposed inside of the code, inside of this code, and we're going to expose it to my hosting operating system also on port 5000. And you can also change this 5000 to something else, for example 5001, and you can test it out. So in my case, I'm going to just leave this like that, and then I'll run it. Let me see. Expose 5000 bind address is already being used. Okay. Let's see. Container. This is the container. The address is being used. We need to address that problem. Let's take a look at it. The ports are not available. Let's do this. Let's put it on port 5001, because I probably previously I used that port, so it's being occupied. This often happened if you run a lot of images in your local. So let me just switch it to another unused port. So I run this. Okay, so let's see this port. Let me do it to container rm. So it's removed. Let's try this. All right, now it is running. And let's try to test it out. Let's do a docker ps command. PS is more like a process command in Linux command that is following that traditions. And nginx is running. This is from my previous video. For the image that we just built and the container is being running, it is this one, and you can see it's running successfully on port 5001, like that. So this means your loop back, your local IP. So how we are going to test it is that I'm going to create another 501, and you can see that it was successfully built, and this line is actually printed out from your web application, which is from here. So now it's working, right? And we can do a docker stop not my running app. Yes, it is my running app. So this is the name of that container. Looks in this example, the image name is my Python app, but the container name is called my running app. So this is deliberately named in such a way so that I want to show you the container. We want to make sure that you don't get confused about the container name and the image name, right? So we can do that, or you can start it or you can start it, but instead you use a container ID. You can also use the unique container ID of this container and running app, right? This is the container name and this is the image name. So this is the unique container ID. So we can also stop it by specifying the container ID. So that will also work. All right. So in the next video, I'm gonna explain how this Docker file works, and then we can take a look at it. How we can write a Docker file in the future, and there are also a couple of other best practices that we will discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching.